A heat wave continues across the region today, so we thank you for joining us tonight here at 6. I'm Rolly Hoyt.
And I'm Faith Woodard. We've got a weather impact alert in place as we keep track of the temperatures all week long.
And Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannon is going to express this much more clearly, especially as this heat's getting dangerous, right?
That heat's getting to you already.
Absolutely, sir.
It's a nice, comfortable 72 inside. Turn the thermostat down a little more for you there, pal. Yeah, the serious nature of this heat. Folks, if you have outdoor plans, if you're working outside or even leisurely outside, it won't take long for you to overheat. You're either under a heat advisory or an extreme heat warning. The extreme heat warning is going to carry all the way through Thursday, 9 o'clock, as well as the heat advisory. River Valley, Central Arkansas, eastern section, southeastern of the state, I should say, could feel as hot as 110 or maybe a little bit higher than that. But something else to throw your way, the air temperature is going to reach 100 tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we have the weather impact alert all the way through Thursday. Currently temperature 96 in Little Rock, feels like 99. It's 95 in Arkadelphia, feels like 105, feels like 107 in Camden, and feels like 105 up in Batesville. It's still very hot. It'll be slow to cool down tonight. Weather impact alert for the next 3 days, 100, 101, and 100. What about beyond Thursday? We'll take a peek at your weekend very shortly.
Tom, thank you. A guilty plea likely means the man who went on a shooting rampage at a Fordyce grocery store will now spend the rest of his life in prison.
Travis Posey told a judge in Camden this morning he killed 4 people at the Mad Butcher and injured 10 others in the mass shooting 13 months ago.
And reactions have been coming in all day. THV 11's Catherine Rowley is right outside the Fordyce police station with some of those reactions tonight.
Faith and Rowley, it appears from court filings that Travis Posey actually agreed to this plea deal on July 16th, but he was in Camden this morning for a hearing that made that plea official. Now, during this morning's appearance, Posey pled guilty to 4 counts of capital murder in the deaths of Roy Sturgis, Callie Weems, Shirley K. Taylor, and Ellen Schrum. He also pleaded guilty to 11 counts of attempted capital murder. In response to this plea, Posey agreed to life without the possibility of parole for the 4 capital murder charges and 20 years for each of the attempted capital murder charges. Now, I did reach out to the families of the victims for the reaction to this development, and I received a statement from the Sturgis family saying in part, "Today we want our community to know that our families support the decision of the plea deal offered. This decision was not made lightly. It comes after long conversations, tears, and deep reflection on what would bring the most peace and healing to those left behind. By accepting the plea, we avoid a lengthy and emotionally devastating trial. We spare ourselves and our community from having to relive the trauma in court." Now, Posey's trial was supposed to start on August 4th. That is now his new sentencing hearing. So we're going to have to wait till then to see what the full sentence is. That's all we have for right now, but we will have more tonight at 10. In Fordyce, Catherine Rowley, THV 11 News.
All right, Catherine, thank you. Tonight, Arkansas State Police looking for the driver responsible for a hit and run that started a chain reaction and killed an ARDOT worker in southwest Arkansas.
It happened around 1 o'clock this morning on I-30 West near the town of Fulton. Troopers tell us a contractor, 44-year-old Jonathan Williams of Sherwood, was working in a specialized trailer applying reflectors along the center of the road, and he died when someone driving a 2004 Buick Century hit the work truck. They say the driver got out of the car and ran away. That crash led to 2 more crashes in the traffic behind that scene.
People understand that when you're approaching construction zones to reduce your speed, be aware, be off your phones, be aware of your surroundings, put a little space between you and the vehicle in front of you, and hopefully be able to stop in time. This 3rd crash was a direct result of a driver not stopping, pushing a vehicle into the other one.
And 2 men from Hope died in that chain reaction there, and 2 others are hospitalized in serious condition, according to the latest updates from state police. The person behind that hit and run that Faith mentioned is still on the run this evening, and in total it took more than 11 hours to get the highway fully open again.
Closer to home now in Beebe, a 15-year-old and another person are in custody accused of assaulting an officer and stealing a patrol car. Investigators tell us it happened this morning. The 2 were pulled over for speeding in Vilonia and drove off during the stop. The car ended up breaking down in Beebe. Police say when they caught up, to the suspects, they had a physical altercation with an officer before stealing their police car. They eventually crashed the police car in a ditch and ran off. SWAT teams were eventually called after they found out where the suspects were, and they were arrested.
Well, tonight, Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin warning against EBT scams. We have been sharing a rash of these stories from different people finding their accounts drained and money stolen. Griffin says that scammers usually get their info from skimming devices, impersonating others, or phishing scams. And now his office says to protect your PIN, inspect your card readers, and then monitor your account regularly. That's the advice they're giving out. And also, not using the card for online purchases can also help. And so many people have been hit. Griffin now wants any and all victims to call his office over the phone, by email, or visit the Attorney General's website.
Well, beating the heat is a hot topic these days. No matter how you stay cool right now, just remember to keep some H2O close by. Tonight, THV 11's Brooke Buckner shares tips from an expert to make those summer days a little more bearable.
We've all seen them, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those huge 40-ounce tumblers that have gained a lot of popularity in recent years. I myself, I'll admit, I have a few of those, but today I didn't bring one with me. Instead, I have this 24-ounce bottle that I find myself constantly refilling throughout the day just to stay hydrated in this heat. Well, I was just humbled by a local doctor who told me I'm not drinking nearly enough water as I should, and you might not be either.
If we're sweating, if we're doing a lot of sweating, you want to really make sure that you're getting your electrolytes in, because with that sweat, you're losing magnesium, you're losing potassium and sodium.
Dr. DeJuan Daniel at CHI St. Vincent tells me you should try to drink close to a gallon of water a day, especially in this heat. He says it's also a good idea to work in some Himalayan salt or Baja sea salt.
The Gatorades, the liquid IVs, those are definitely helpful, but you know, for those health conscious people trying to stay away from sugar and those things, you can do it a little bit more natural with the water and adding a pinch of salt.
Well, you heard the doc. It's best to drink water and electrolytes to stay properly hydrated, but if you're like me, you may want something a little sweeter. Wait a minute, how'd I get to a snow cone stand?
A lot of people come in when it's hot outside.
Kate Smith says Cajun snow stays pretty busy on days like this, but the long line didn't scare me away.
My go-to is sour green apple, so I'm gonna go with that, and let's do a small.
Number one seller is tiger's blood for sure, but we have some other really popular ones too.
Wedding cake and cream.
Yeah.
Water, frozen water, I mean, it's basically the same thing. Whatever you do get, just make sure to enjoy it in a nice, shady place. Reporting in Little Rock, Brooke Buckner, THV 11 News. Cheers.
All right, thank you, Brooke. Dr. Daniel also says when it comes to choosing hydrating snacks, he recommends fruit, but remember, none of that replaces actual liquids.
The CDC warning about COVID-19 spreading in parts of the country, including here. We'll show you some of the other areas seeing the most positive tests when we come back.
And traveling can be stressful for many. Tips on how to avoid the drama while flying and keeping your summer vacation smooth when we come back. Tom?
Well, an extreme heat warning remains in effect now through Thursday, but in all transparency, our forecast models continue to carry that heat all the way into the weekend. I'll have a look at your numbers after the break.
And here's a look at what's streaming tonight on the THV 11 Plus app. We are bringing back our special on the flooding on July 4th in the Texas Hill Country. That comes your way at 7, and then we'll be back here tonight at 10 for the THV 11 News.